Hi, my name is Kira, and this is my walkthrough for the desktop version of my Handoff design. So first, when you're on the homepage, you'll see like your name up here, the patient or the physician's name, home, messages, notes, and print. And then when you're down here, you can search for patients by their name or their status or room number or something. Or you can click on one of these and filter it by like the time or the code. Right now it's on the clinical status. And then down here are the patient cards, and you can see all your patients here with their names, and then the room number and full code, or their code status fully listed clearly, and then also if they're in critical, unstable, or stable condition. It also will show you here if it's when the last time that card has been updated, and you can view more patient cards if you click on that little arrow. Now, the interactive parts that I've made for this are first, like on the messages part, you can click on messages and it will bring up this dashboard where you can see your contacts, and then if you have any notifications from messages, and then here is like kind of tells you specifically, when another physician has updated the information of another patient. Then you just click out of that. And then the notes section, this is can be for patients specifically. And so you could choose a patient, and then like let's say this is your patient, and then you could either add a new note or click on one of these for old notes. Then if you wanted to print something, you can click on print. You can choose your patient. So this is my patient. It will show up that she's right there. You could also go back and add more patients if you wanted to. And so then they would line up here. And then you want a simplified print. And then you would hit print, and then it would tell you that your print is successful. So now that also there's this profile information that you can view here by clicking on the little icon. So now that we've established all the top part, all the navigation links, if you were to click on a patient, it would bring up this dashboard, which shows you all the information you need. And here is where you could view the patient notes that you had put in here. You can also generate reports. You can click edit or save to edit this information. You can check off your action items here. Here is where like all your vitals and fluids and lab tests can be found. And by clicking on these little more info buttons, then you can view more info about each of those. So if I wanted to see the charts for each of these vitals, then I could just click on the chart or click on that more info and then see the charts. Here is the iPass section where if you wanted to hand off this information to someone else, it already is, most of the information is already pre-entered into here, but you could again go back and edit it if you wanted to add more. And then if you were ready to submit it, you'd click on submit and then send it to, you can choose a physician here. So if I want to do Rachel, and then you could also add more if you wanted to, if you need to send it to multiple people. And then, do you certify that all the information is correct? It would have you hit accept, and then you'd be able to hit submit. And then it'd tell you who your handoff was submitted to. So yeah, that's mainly the features of my handoff, and I hope you enjoyed. Okay, so now I'm going to take you through the mobile version of my handoff design. So this would be the screen that you would view right after you'd logged in. You'd have your name at the top here, and then a navigation menu right here for you to view the home. Go back to home, your personal info, your notes, your messages, and printing. So if you wanted to view your personal info, you just click on here, and it would show you your name, your email, and your phone number. And you could also edit this information right here, or go back right here. And then To view your notes, you just click on notes, and it's kind of like the desktop version. So you choose the patient, and then you'd be able to make a new note or view old notes about them. And now for messages, you just click on that little envelope, and then here it would show you like recent notifications, like if a patient's info had been updated. And then here would be your personal messages between physicians. And so this would show you that you have 1 unread message there and 3 here. And then lastly, if you wanted to print something out from your phone, you would be able to choose the patient here, and then it would show up here where, like if you wanted to have more patients here, they would show up here to print out multiple patient info at the same time. And then you could click on simplified or whatever kind of print you wanted, and then hit print, and it would tell you that it's been sent to the printer. Now back to this screen. Let's say you wanted to search a patient, you'd be able to click in this box and the keyboard would come up to to type in whatever you wanted to search by. But you could also do a quick filtering right here if you want to do like time or code or room number. And then the clinical status is what it's organized by now. So you have the critical patients at the top, and then unstable, and then stable at the bottom. This is also labeled by the colors at like the color of the code or the clinical status. So to view the patient info, all you have to do is click on the patient card. Oh, and also the patient card has the room number, the code, status, their name, and a little summary right here in case you wanted to quickly look or quickly know a little bit about each patient. And then it also has their when the last time this patient was updated right here. So when you click on the patient, you can go straight to the iPass right here. You can view the patient notes, generate reports about this info, or edit this info, and then save it. Right here, it has all like their history and their demographics, the medications they take, their allergies, any past medical history, their problem or the inpatient problem list, and contingency plans. Then as you scroll down, you see their action items that you could check off, their vitals. By clicking more info, you could also see that the graphs, and then their fluids and lab tests, which also can have more info right here. Now, if you're ready to send off this patient or hand off this patient to someone else, you'd click on iPass, and again, you'd be able to edit this info and save it, come back to it later, or if all this, it's also pre-filtered or pre-filled in, like the desktop version, to make it easier. But if you did want to edit, you would just have to click on the box and the keyboard would come up. When you're ready to submit it, all you'd have to do is hit submit, and then just like the desktop, you'd be able to choose the name, and then just have to certify that it's correct, and then you'd hit submit, and it would tell you that's been successfully sent to whichever person you chose. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and this like walkthrough, and I can't